Hello student, today we are going to read Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. This is the first poem of your plus 2 first year. Okay, let us read Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. So, first of all, try to understand the title. Stopping by Woods. That means someone stopped. Where? By an wood. Okay, so someone stopped nearby a wood. So now the question arises, what is wood and who stopped? So who stopped, that is clear to us because it is written by Robert Frost and Robert Frost stopped. Okay, so now wood, where he stopped? He stopped nearby an wood. Okay, so what is wood? Now if I will ask you, then you will answer me, ma'am, wood means a forest, a small forest. Is it or not? No. This is a wrong concept. So wood doesn't mean that it is a forest. No. This is wrong concept. So what is wood now? Let us understand. So wood means, what is the differences between forest and wood? ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହୁ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ, that means that he is not a child or she is not a child. ପିଲା ନୁହଁ, ପିଲାଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ। ଯଦି ଆମେ କହିବା ପିଲାଟେ, ତାହେଲେ ସେ ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା। ଯେମିତି ପିଲାଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆର ଅର୍ଥ ପିଲା ନୁହଁ, ସେମିତି ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ଭଳିଆର ଅର୍ଥ ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ନୁହଁ। Clear guys? It is like childish and childlike. So now wood is, you can say, it looks like a forest, but it is not the forest. So what is the differences between wood and forest? Wood means a small area, but forest is a vast area. Okay, and forest is natural resources, it is natural, but wood is man-made. Okay, this is the basic difference between forest and wood. Now where Robert Frost stopped? Robert Frost stopped nearby a wood, not the forest. Clear? Now the time is also mentioned. What is the scenario? What is the time? So Robert Frost stopped nearby a wood and the time is a snowy evening. Snowy, that means snow to snowy age. Okay, so now remember, Robert Frost is an American poet. So America is a kind of cold area. So maximum time there it happens, the snowfall happens. Okay, so now the snowfall happened, snowfall ହେଇଯାଇଛି, and ଏ ସମୟଟି ହେଉଛି ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ସମୟ। ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ସମୟରେ ରବର୍ଟ ଫ୍ରଷ୍ଟ ଅଟକି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି କୋଉଠି? ଗୋଟେ ଉଡ୍ ପାଖରେ। Okay, so now what is the title now? Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. That means Robert Frost stopped nearby an wood on a snowy evening. Okay, so now let us move to the lines. We'll go through the lines. Okay, the first line, it is also the poem which gives encouragement to Jawaharlal Nehru. Always he remembered the last line of the poem. Okay, so what is there? Let us understand. The first stanza, as I have told you in each and every class, follow the book. That's why it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, the first line, Whose words these are? I think I know. Whose words these are? I think I know. Before go to the line, let us understand the background. What kind of background is there? Why he is saying whose words these are? I think I know. Okay. Now the background is like that. Each and every day, प्रत्येक दिन रबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट कौन करती रे सेठी पाखरे गोटे फार्म हाउस रे रहंती आ प्रत्येक दिन सेठी गोटे गाँ अच्छी से गाँ भीतर को जाती एंड ए इवनिंग टाइम रे से गाँ रु पुणी फार्म हाउस को फेरती दैट मीन्स द वुड इज इन बिटवीन द फार्म हाउस एंड द विलेज ओके कौन जाती घोड़ा रे बसिकी जाती फार्म हाउस रु से गाँ भीतर को घोड़ा रे बसिकी से जाती ठीक अच्छे आज भी से भाया दिनटे आज दिन भी से फेरुंट से गाँ रु फेरुंट इट इज द बैकग्राउंड ओके सो ही इज सेइंग हियर हुज वर्ड्स दिस आर आई थिंक आई नो मु भाबुची मु जानिची ए उडटी कहार मु बोधे जानिची व्हाई ही इज सेइंग लाइक दिस because he knows the person whose wood this is. This man belongs to that village from where he is returning. जो गाँव से फेरुचंती ए लोकटी बोधे से गाँव इट इज मेंशन्ड हियर आई एम नॉट सेइंग ओके हिज हाउस इज इन द विलेज दो से लोकटीर घर ए गाँ रे बोधे से से कहउचंती जे मु ए लोकटी को बोधे जानिची ई जो लोकर ई उटी ए लोकटी को मु बोधे जानिची सो देन व्हाट हैपेंस ही विल नॉट सी मी स्टॉपिंग हियर सी मत देखि परिबोनी मु एटी लुच्ची की छिडा हैची से मत जम्मा देखि परिबोनी आ मु कोन करूची कि एटी मु कोन किछि ओटी चोरी करूची कि यस द थॉट द इमेजिनेशन ऑफ द पोएट इज लाइक दिस छोट पिला जिते किसी चोरी कम करते से माने एपट सेपट टिके देखती किए अच्छी कि न अच्छी जदि न अच्छी से आउ टिके से भूल कम करदेवे से बदमाशी आउ टिके करदेवे किए गोटे आसिक धरी पकेवा पर्यंत मन इच्छा मन भरिकी से टिके बदमाशी कर दियंती इन दैट वे सो व्हाई ही इज बिहेविंग लाइक ए चाइल्ड सी the persons like the writers the poets they have two world duity world अछि तांकर what kind of two world one is first one is material world the second one is imaginary world what is material world the material world is like this where we are living in which world there is need of food there is need of cloth there is a need of shelter rest bathing everything we need here this is material world जो पृथ्वी रे जो धरित्री रे जोठी हमको खाद्य बासगृह वस्त्र निद्रा मृत्यु जन्म ये सब जिनस जोठी रही एटा को आम कहूँ मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड from where we are living जोठी आमे माने रहिजो so the poets the writers they are also like us सेमाने भी हमरी भलिया ना so सेमाने भी हमर एई वर्ल्ड रु बिलोंग करंती so this is the first world एटा तांकर प्रथम वर्ल्ड this is material world the second world is the imaginary world ताकर आउ गोटे दुनिया अछि भावात्मक दुनिया and maximum times they live in their imaginary world अब बहुत समय से मैंने कोठी रुहंती imaginary world रे से मैंने रहंती कौन पाई because they are this kind of peoples से भावना रे ही से मैंने बंचंती where there is no need of food where there is no need of cloth where there is no need of rest nothing କିଛି ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ନାହିଁ ତାଙ୍କର that's why they love this world very much so now we came to know that the writer enters to the imaginary world वर्तमान से imaginary world को पसी सारिलेनी that's why he is behaving like a child he wants to fill up his heart with this beautiful scenario हार्टा को बर्तमान जमी पिला गोटे बदमाशी करके मन खुशी करदे चाहे सो नाउ ए राइटर कौन चाहते ये ब्यूटीफुल सिनेरियोटी को सी कौन करेंगे हार्ट रे भर्ती करके नहीं पलैबे चोरी करके नहीं पलैबे ओके द लास्ट लाइन टू वॉच हिज वुड्स फिल अप विथ स्नो सो चोरी से कौन करेंगे रे ये प्राकृतिक दृश्यटा को ये सुंदर दृश्यटा को द वुड व्हिच इज फिल्ड विथ स्नो गछ गुड़िक पूरा बरफ रे तुषार रे आच्छादित हो जाइए बहुत सुंदर दिशुची ये सुंदर प्राकृतिक दृश्यटा को सी बर्तमान कैप्चर करने ठीक अच्छे दिस इज योर फर्स्ट स्टैंजा सो व्हाट वी केम टू नो हियर इट हमें कौन जानिया को पाइलु फर्स्ट स्टैंजा रे now the writer is returning from the village to his farmhouse and in between there is a wood and the wood is filled up with snow and the time is evening time and in that way the writer is saying that I think I know the owner of this wood and he will not see me I stopped here he will not see me and I will enjoy the beauty as much as I can जिते संभव सत्य मात्रा रे मो हार्ट को सिनेरियो रे फुल करके नहीं पळेबी okay this is your first stanza let's move to the second stanza so in the second stanza he says that my little horse must think it queer my little horse look at the lines my little horse here little doesn't mean that the horse is actually little no it is an adult horse but the writer is saying affectionately in affection in love he is saying that my little horse must think निश्चित भाव रे भाबुथिबो कोन भाबुथिबो it queer I am doing some mistake and another one is there my little horse must think निश्चित भाव से भाबुथिबो is it possible आमे जानिचु गोटे पशुर गोटे एनिमल रो थिंकिंग पावर नाही केवल मनीष पाखरे ही से भावना शक्तिटा अच्छी भाविबा शक्ति अच्छी थिंकिंग पावर अच्छी so that means the writer is treating the horse as a human being that's why he is saying that my little horse must think मो घोड़ाटी भाबुची मु बोधे किछि मिस्टेक कर दोची clear guys okay now to stop here what is the mistake of mine मो mistake टी कोन to stop here without a farmhouse near कौन से गोटे फार्म हाउस तो एठी नाही तो why my owner stopped here because the horse has a kind of habit to go to the village and return from that village to the farmhouse that is his habit now without any farmhouse why my owner stopped here एठी तो कौन से प्रकार फार्म हाउस नाही मो ओनर काहे एठी छेडा आइ गले बोथे से किछि मिस्टेक करूचंती okay now between the woods and the frozen lake kouthi the darkest evening of the year why my owner is doing mistake bodhe घोड़ाटी भाबुची बोध हुए ए घंच वुड भितरे आउ ए फ्रोजन लेक वाटर बॉडी ए फ्रोजन लेक आउ ए वुड भितरे आउ ए वर्षर बोधे सबुठु अंधार राति आजी ए अंधार संध्या रे बोधे my owner is doing some kind of mistake that means my owner is not getting the way what to do where to go किछि जानि पर नांदी बोध हुए it is the outer meaning of the poem outer meaning of the line you can say but if we will go into deep into the line what is the meaning sometimes what happens we enters into a puzzling moment of our life हम जीवन रो किछि गोटे अंधार मुहूर्त भितर को हमें पसी जाऊ जो परिस्थिति रे कि we get puzzled हमें गोटे पजल भितर को पसी जाऊ गोटे बुढ़ियानी जाल भितर छंदी हे जाऊ जोठी कि we don't know we didn't get the way what to do where to go किछि हमें जानी पारुना all the ways of our life looks like as a we just became blind. We don't know nothing. କିଛି ବି ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରୁନା. Maybe the darkest evening of the year refers the darkest moment of our life. How we can recover ourselves from that darkest moment. ए डार्केस्ट मोमेंट रु केमिति भाबरे आमे निजको आउ थरे स्टैंड करै परिबा. Maybe it refers to that. Okay, let's move to the third stanza. He gives his harness bell a shake. He here refers to that horse. He normally आमे गोटे human being पे use करू, but in the previous stanza we saw that the writer, the poet, is treating his horse as a human being, so that he wrote here as he. Okay, he gives his harness bell a shake. घोड़ाटी कौन करूची? से तो कथा कोई परिबनी ना, but the horse is realizing that my owner is doing some mistake. So how he will speak to his owner, so that he gives a shake of his harness bell. घोड़ा मानकर बेकरे गोटे घंटी लगी थाए ताको हम हार्नेस बेल बोली कहू. ठीक अच्छे. सो से घोड़ाटी बर्तमान कौन करुची ता बेकरे थिबा घंटी टिके टिके बजई दउची. तुम जो गोटे गभीर निद्रा शोई पड़ी था आम बाहर दुनिया कौन घटुची आम जानीपारूना. आम पाख आखिर कौन घटुची, किए कौन करुच्ची, किए टीवी देखुची, किए खाऊची, किए बसी, आम किसी जानीपारूना. बट इफ देयर विल बी एनी काइंड ऑफ ए ह्यूज साउंड, जदि आम गोटे बड़ आकार किसी साउंड आम शुणा पाऊ तो आम हठात कि चमकी उठी पड़ू. Now in that way the writer is in his imaginary world. So the bell, the sound, there is two types of sound. One is man-made sound, one is natural sound. Okay, I mean देखिबा सेटा, but these sounds has a great significance. Discuss करिबा हमें. Let us first read the lines. To ask, so why he is shaking his bell? इटा बेकरे थिबा हार्नेस बेल टिकु से कोन पई शेक करूची रे? To ask if there is some mistake. सीता ओनर को पचारिया को चाहूची जे तमे किछि भूल कर दउछो कि, आर यू डूइंग सम काइंड ऑफ मिस्टेक, किछ मिस्टेक करूछो कि तमे. सो एई जिंसटी से पचारिया को चाहूची काहा को? ता ओनर को. ओके, दिस इज द फर्स्ट साउंड, द शेक ऑफ द हार्नेस बेल. द सेकंड साउंड इज द ओनली अदर साउंड्स द स्वीप ऑफ इजी विंड एंड डाउनी फ्लेक. आउ गोटे साउंड सेठी अछि. व्हाट इज दैट? That is the blowing sound of the wind, पवन बहिबार साउंड. आ कोन? The downy flake, जो तुषारपात होची तार भी गोटे साउंड अछि. ओके, सेही साउंड. सो दिस इज नेचुरल साउंड. इटा के तयारी करूनी ना, पवन बहिबाटा तुषारपात होबाटा इटा के तयारी करूनी. So this is natural sound. So two types of sound is there. One is natural sound, second one is man-made sound. The natural sound is the blowing of the wind and the downy flake, and the man-made sound is the harness bell, shake of harness bell. Okay, this is the two sound. So मुझे तुमको previously कही दिली तार गोटे significance अच्छी मु कहिबी. So what is that significance? ई significance टी कौन रे? First stanza रे मु कहितिली, now the writer is in his imaginary world. कोठी अछंती सी? ताको imaginary world रे. Now these two sounds helps the writer to come back from the imaginary world to this material world. ताको भावात्मक दुनिया रो एई मटेरियल वर्ल्ड को फेरी आसीबा पई एई दुईटी साउंड ताको हेल्प करूची. ओके, दिस इज योर थर्ड स्टैंजा. लेट्स मूव टू द last stanza, the fourth stanza, very important stanza. Okay, let us read. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. ये ऊटी बहुत सुंदर है जी, डार्क ହେଇଛି ଆଉ ଡିପ୍ ମଧ୍ୟ ହେଇଛି. So dark here doesn't mean any negative reference. କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ନେଗେଟିଭ ଆମକୁ ସୂଚାଉ ନାହିଁ. କ'ଣ ସୂଚାଉଛି? ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ୍ ଏ ପଜିଟିଭ ମିନିଂ. ଡାର୍କ ଯେମିତିକି ସପୋଜ ଆମେ ଆରେଷ୍ଟ ୱାର୍ଡଟିକୁ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରୁ? ନେଗେଟିଭରେ ନେଉ. ଆରେଷ୍ଟ ଇଜ୍ ଅଲୱେଜ वी have a thought that arrest is a kind of negative word. But ଯଦି ମୁଁ କହୁଛି the beauty of the flower arrest my eyes, ସେ ଫୁଲଟି ଏତେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ମୋ ଆଖି ବାନ୍ଧି ହେଇଗଲା. That means here arrest refers the beauty of the flower. In that way ଯଦି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଝିଅର ଚୁଟିକୁ ବହୁତ ଗହଳିଆ ଚୁଟିଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଡାର୍କ ବୋଲି ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛୁ, that means it has a kind of beautiful meaning. Beauty, it refers the beauty of her hair in that way. Okay, so the wood is dark, deep, lovely. बहुत सुंदर है जी woodटी, but I have promised to keep. बहुत सुंदर है जी woodटी, but I can't stop here. ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଛିଡ଼ା ହେଇକି ତାକୁ ଦେଖି ପାରିବିନି. Why? I have promises to keep. ମତେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼େ promises ରକ୍ଷା କରିବାର ଅଛି. What kind of promises? କୋଉ ପ୍ରକାର promises ରେ? ସେଟା କାହା ସହିତ promise କରିଛନ୍ତି? In that way? No. The promises each and every person, every human being does with his life. ଆମେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ମଣିଷ ଆମେ ଜନ୍ମ ହେଲା ବେଳେ କିଛି ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସିବିଲିଟିଜ୍ ନେଇକି ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇଛୁ, କିଛି ଡ୍ୟୁଟିଜ୍ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ନେଇକି ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇଛୁ. That means ଆମେ ଆମ ଲାଇଫ୍ ସହିତ ସେଇ ପ୍ରକାର ପ୍ରମିସ୍ କରିକି ଆସିଛୁ ଯେ yes, I have to perform, I have to do my duties. That's why we call duties God. ଆମେ କହୁନା ନାଇଁ? In that way. So the writer is saying that I can't stop here to see the beauties, to see the scenario. Though the wood is very beautiful, but I have promises to keep. मते बहुत गुडे promises रक्षा करिवार अछि. That means I have to do my duty. The promises towards my wife, the promises towards my children, the promises towards my parents, the promises to my neighbors, to my colleagues, to my family members, each and every person. ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକଟି ମଣିଷ ଯିଏ ମୋ ଚାରି ପାଖରେ ରହିଛି ତାହା ପ୍ରତି ମୋର ଯୋଉ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ରହିଛି ମତେ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ସେଇଟା. So I can't stop here. If I will stop here, I will hamper my duty. ଯଦି ଏଇଠି ମୁଁ ଅଟକି ଯିବି ଏଇ ସୁନ୍ଦରତାକୁ ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ମୋ ଡ୍ୟୁଟିରେ ଖିଲାପ କରିବି. So now the last line, very important line. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. मते बहुत माइल चलिबार अछि. माइल माने बुझु जरे पिले? माइल माने 1 point exactly I don't know, but I think 1.6 kilometer equal to 1 mile. I think so. So exactly it doesn't mean that the writer have to walk. No. Here the miles or the kilometers, it refers the way of life, the short lifespan that we have to cover. Clear? So this is mile. And then before I sleep, your sleep refers to the death, the eternal sleep. जोठी सोइले आउ के उठंतिनी सेही प्रकार निद्रा मते जिबार अछि. So that means what does this line refer? And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. That means I have to do my duties before my death. मते जेतक रास्ता चलिबार अछि ना से सेतक रास्ता मते कंप्लीट करिया को पड़िबो मो मृत्यु पूर्वरु. जो ड्यूटीज जो रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज मो ऊपर अछि ताकू सब मते पूर्ण करिया को पड़िबो मृत्यु पूर्वरु. So I can't stop here to see the beauties, to see the beautiful scenario. ई सुंदर सिनेरियो टाको देखिया पई मैं एठी अटकी पारिबिनी. मते जिब्बाकू पड़िबो. Because I have to keep my promises. I have to do my duties. So this is your total poem. Now let us understand what is the morality here. ए poem रो morality कौन आमे देखुचु. So if I will say in one line, be concentrate towards your goal. निजर जो लक्ष्य स्थल ता प्रति concentrate हुआ. The beauties is like the obstacles of your life. You have to overcome that. If you will stop, if you lose your encouragement, then you can't achieve your goal. The darkest evening of the year, that means the weak movement, the darkest movement of your life. You have to overcome that. सो ये जो दुखद मुहूर्त खुशीर मुहूर्त हमको ये सब को पास करके जीवाक पड़ो. That's why we can achieve our goal. Otherwise not. ये रेस रे ये जो रेस टी हमें दौड़ुछु ना ये रेस रे हमें पड़ी जीवो कोठी हाबुड़ी जीवो कि नथिबो उठेया को हमको. That means we have to overcome the harms. जो जो बाज हम पाखरे आसीबो जो जो harms हम पाखरे आसीबो ताको सब को हमको overcome करियार अछि. It may be the darkest point of your life, it may be the happiest moment of your life, but you have to overcome all that. That's why you can do your duty. That's why you can achieve your goal. Clear guys? भाबुची बुझी पारि थिबो. जदि किछि प्रॉब्लम अछि कमेंट रे मते जणाइबो. That's why I will focus on that. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.